Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. It's been a while. I showed you this bracelet. I showed you a couple months back when I was doing a hybrid ring tutorial, and a lot of you showed interest in it. You know, a lot of you asked in the comments to make a tutorial, so I totally forgot about it. Just been going through a stash of my ready jewelry for tutorials and came across this one, so I decided to make it until, you know, don't want to run out of links or anything before I managed to make this tutorial. So it's very easy as long as you know how to do crawl, and all you need is links. See these links? I will show you the ones I used here. These are the links I used. These are from my recycling projects where I had tons of broken necklaces and I took it apart and had tons of links like this left. So all I did is connected them between each other with crawl and ended up with this gorgeous result. I kept it for myself. I've been wearing it for a while and probably will keep it for myself as well. So, but since I already made this one, I'm gonna use different links today. I just want to give you an example that you can use any links here. You can use any links as long as it has 2 holes on the sides. So I decided to use this one. It's much longer and it's wider, but it's not as wide for me to change the number of crow in between. So the one thing I wanted to explain is, if, for example, here, if you put them next to each other, you know, you don't want them touching each other. You want a little bit of space in between. So I'm still okay with this width I'm using, but if the links you are using are wider, you here see the number of cross here, you just want to increase that. That's all the difference is gonna be. And depending on how long your links are, it will depend how many you're gonna use. Here I use 12, but for the new bracelet I think I'm gonna use 10. So it will be like this, then I'm gonna have claw, then it's gonna be like this, then there will be another claw, then like this, and this one. Maybe I even need to use 4 because it's gonna be too long, but we'll see. I might just, you know, make it a bit longer and put it on my Etsy later on. So this is how it's gonna be. I'm gonna show you how to do one link. I'm gonna show you how to do crawl and attach all 4 together. Every other one is done exactly the same way, so you just need to know how to do it once, and then you just continue on your own, and then in the end I'm going to show you how to do the ends. Now the sizing here is important because once I show you how to do the in-between, you can continue adding as many links as you need for your wrist and leave out space for your clasp. I don't know what kind of clasp you are using, so depending on what kind of clasp you are using, you want to leave out space for the clasp and for a bit of claw. So, you know, you can always, for example, here for my wrist size, I just needed to add strip of claw, and then I just attached the clasp to it, and then I attached this ends of this links. But if you need it to be slightly longer, you can add claw units here. You know, you can just add 1, 2, 3 claw units here before you attach to the link. So, you know, there are ways you can adjust your size. So once you get it going, you'll understand what to do. So for each in-between unit, I'm going to use 1 yard or 1 meter. I would suggest to take slightly more. But if you are using thicker connectors and you will have to add more claw units in between, I suggest to take longer thread. So, you know, just 1.5 yards just to be on the safe side. So for the materials, you will need the connectors, depending how wide, how thick you are. You know, you just need to figure out the numbers there yourself. Then you'll need some Lavender Tohos. You can use any other beads here. You can use cherry, you can use Miyuki, because, you know, it's just simple claw. That's all it is. So you can use any other beads. I would preferably use darker colors, just like here, because see how flawless it looks? Claw shows a lot of thread. Here I used dark colors, I used black thread. It just looks flawless. But because I won't be able to show you on the camera with the darker beads, I'm using lavender, and I'm pretty sure you will see a lot of thread with this. But, you know, just to keep things nicer, I'm gonna be using brown thread. This is Nymo size D, you know, which will kind of go nicely with the connectors because they're brownish. So I'm going to use that. Then you'll need beading needle size 10. Then you'll need a pick to start off claw. then you'll need the clasp. I'm gonna be using same clasp because I'm gonna be using same width of claw here. And then of course you'll need scissors to cut your thread. So I'm gonna go ahead, thread my needle with a yard and slightly more than a yard, and then we'll get to work. So I have everything ready. I have my beads here. As you can see here in the corner, I put them in a row that I want to add them, you know, because they sort of have a different pictures on them. So this is, I just adjusted them in a way that I'm gonna add them. So this is going to be the first one. So, you know, depending if you have a links with sort of pictures on them, you know, you want the end result to look nice. But if you have ordinary ones like this, it doesn't matter. But I really love these ones. I think I'm gonna make a couple more of with this length because I have plenty. Maybe even matching necklace. So we're just gonna go ahead and start our claw. I'm gonna pick up 4 11-0s. I'm gonna drop it down and leave a tail of about 4 or 5 inch. That will be enough to add one side of the links, because you know you're gonna use that to add one link to this side. And then I'm gonna make 2 overhand knots. Then the second one. Then here I'm just gonna pull my thread nice and tight so it's secure. And I can zoom in a bit. I'm gonna set this on my pick. And then we can start our claw. I'm gonna take my needle through the first bead here. I'm gonna pick up 3 11-0s. Take it through the same bead my thread's coming out of. That's the first wall. I'm gonna take it through the second bead of the floor. Pick up 2 11-0s. Go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Go through the third bead of the floor. Pick up 2 11-0s. Go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Then you want to go through the last bead of the floor and straight up the side of the first wall. Pick up 1 bead, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Then you want to go up and connect the ceiling, all those 4 beads at the top. And you have your first claw unit. We're gonna make 2 more units on top of this before we connect the link. So pick up 3 11-0s. Go through the same bead your thread's coming out of. Go through the second bead of the floor. Pick up 2 11-0s. Go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Go through the third bead of the floor. Pick up 2 11-0s. Go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Go through the last bead of the floor and straight up the side of the first wall. Pick up 1 bead. Go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Then go up and connect the ceiling. And now I can go ahead and remove the pick because I have enough to hold on to. And now we're gonna go ahead and make the third one. I'm gonna pick up 3 11-0s, go through the same bead your thread's coming out of. Go through the second bead of the floor, pick up 2 11-0s, Go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11 O's, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Go through the last bead of the floor and straight up the side of the first wall. Pick up 1 11 O, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Then go up and connect the ceiling. So here I'm going to explain a bit what we're going to do. So this strip here is this one. 1, 2, 3, 3 units. So now what we're going to do, these are my 4 units that I'm connecting between each other. So here I'm going to attach this one first. And then we're going to go back, create that strip in between, then go this side, attach this one, go back, attach this one, and then with the initial tail you can attach this one. So now I'm just going to leave it aside like this. Take this one, and that's the one I'm going to attach first. So here I am. I'm going to pick, well, let's hold it like that. My thread is coming out of the side bead. I'm going to pick up 1 11 O, pick up the connector from the bottom, and then 1 11 O. This is what I have. And then I'm going to go through the same bead through the other side. And this is what I have. And now I'm just going to go ahead and reinforce it. So I'm going to take my needle through the first bead, through the connector, through the link, through the second bead, and through the floor bead. And then here pull your thread nice and tight. And now I'm just going to flip it over, see where my thread's coming out of. I need to go to the next opposite bead here, so I'm just going to go through this one here and then go through this bead here. And now I'm going to pick up 1 11 O, go through the link, pick up 1 11 O, and then go through the bottom bead. So this side is attached now, and now I just have to reinforce it. Go through the 11 O, go through the link, go through the second 11 O, and then through the bottom bead. And here it is. The link is attached. Now I'm gonna take my needle. See, we have 3 craw units. This is the middle craw, and on the side of it we're gonna start creating this strip of craw. So here I'm just gonna take my needle down here and here, and now see, this is the middle craw unit. I'm on the side of it, coming out of one of the beads, and I'm just gonna hold it like this, pick up 3 11 O's, go through the same bead your thread's coming out of, go through the second bead of the floor, pick up 2 11 O's, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Just turn it around, go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11 O's, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Go through the last bead of the floor and straight up the side of the first wall. Pick up 1 11 O, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Then I can go up and connect the ceiling. Now from here, I'm gonna let you continue on your own until you have required number of crow units to go in between. Like here, for example, for my, I used across, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crow units. So I have 2 here. I'm gonna add 3 more and I'm gonna meet you back here. But depending on how wide your connectors are, you're gonna add more or less here. I wouldn't suggest to do less. You know, 5 crow units across is quite a nice length, but depending on how thick your links are, you might want to add more. So once I have my required length, I'm gonna meet you back here. So here I am, have my 5 crow units, and now it's time to add the second link on this side. So what I'm gonna do, remember, here you have 1 crow unit and on top of that it connected. So it means here on top I have to add 1 crow unit. So here I am. I have to pick up 3 11-0s. Go through the same bead my thread's coming out of through the other side. Go through the second bead of the floor. Pick up 2 11-0s. Go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11-0s, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Oops. And then I'm gonna go through the last bead of the floor and straight up this wall, and straight up the side of the first wall. Pick up 1 11-0, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Then go up and connect the ceiling. Now I'm gonna make sure I'm coming out of the side bead. We're gonna attach the next link the same way we attached the first one. So I'm coming out of the side bead. I'm gonna pick up 1 11-0. I'm gonna pick up my link through the bottom, through the bottom, pick up 1 11-0, and then go through the same bead my thread's coming out of through the other side. So once I pull my thread, my link is looking up. That's why you picked it up from the bottom. And now it's time to reinforce it. So I'm just gonna go through the first 11-0, through the link, through the second 11-0, and through the bottom bead, and here pull your thread nice and tight. And now I'm gonna skip to the second bead on the side here. Here is the bead I have to connect it again. So I'm gonna pick up 1 11-0. I'm gonna go through the top, through the link, pick up 1 11-0, go through the bottom bead there. And now, oops. And now it's time to reinforce it. Go through the 11-0, go through the link, go through the second 11-0, and through the bottom bead. Here we have 2 links attached now. So I'm gonna go this way, create 1 more crow unit and attach the third one. So I'm just gonna turn it over. I'm coming through the bottom bead. I'm just gonna go up here. Let's see, I'm gonna go here. and through the top bead. So here at the top I have to create one more crow unit. So I have quite a short tail left now, but it should be enough to add one more crow unit and attach the link. So I'm gonna get my beads closer, pick up 3 11 no's, go through the same bead through the other side, go through the second bead of the floor, pick up 2 11 no's, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor, go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11 no's, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor, go through the last bead of the floor and straight up the side of the first wall, pick up 1 bead, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Then I'm just going to take my needle up and connect the ceiling. And then I'm going to make sure my thread's coming out of the side bead. And exactly the same way like we attached the last 2 units, I'm going to attach this one. The same exact way. So I'm going to pick up 1 11 0, pick up the link through the bottom, pick up 1 11 0, and then go through the same bead my thread's coming out of. And then when I pull my thread, my link should be looking upwards, and it is. And now I just reinforce it. Go through the first 11 now, go through the link, go through the second 11 now, and then go through the bottom bead. And then here pull your thread nice and tight. Now I'm just gonna switch to the second bead that I want to connect it to, second side bead. So I'm just gonna go through here, and this is the bead I'm gonna connect it to. Pick up 1 11 0, go through the link, pick up second 11 0, go through the bottom bead. And then reinforce. Go up through the bead, through the link, through the second bead, and through the bottom bead. And it's done. You have 3 links connected. Now I just have to get rid of this tail, and you know, in crow you have to tie knots, but at the top I want it to look nice and neat, so I'm just going to take my needle to the bottom side. So I'm just going to go through this bit here, through this bit here, through this side, and I'm here at the bottom. And now here I can tie a knot somewhere. Let's see, I'm gonna tie a knot here, take it through some beads, and then here I can just go ahead and cut the thread at the very base. So this is done. Now I'm gonna thread my needle with this tail, and now it's time to attach the last connector, this one. So I have to be coming out of the side bead. Here's the side bead. I'm gonna pick up 1 11 0, pick up the connector through the bottom. So if you notice, every single connector we are connecting the exact same way. And then pick up 1 more 11 0, and then go through the same bead through the other side. And now we reinforce this. Go through the first 11 0, go through the connector, go through the second 11 0, and then go through the bottom bead. And now I have to connect it to the second side bead. So I'm just gonna take my needle through this bead here and then go through the second side bead. Pick up one 11-0, go through the link, pick up one 11-0, go through the bottom bead, and then reinforce through the first bead, through the link, through the second bead, through the bottom bead, and we are done. So exactly the same way we got rid of the first tail, you get rid of this tail, and then this link we connected between the links is done exactly the same way for the rest of the links. So here, for example, is my third row of links, and I have to connect them between each other with crawl. So it's done exactly the same way like we did the first one. So you start crawl, connect this one, create the strip in between, connect this one, go back, connect to this one, get rid of the tail, pick up the first initial tail, connect to this one, and get rid of it. So that's how it goes on and on and on. So once you have your full required length, don't forget to leave out space for the last cross strip with the clasp. So if you still need a bit more, you can always add crow units on the last strip to, you know, make up that length. So once you have your full length, I'm gonna meet you back here and I'm gonna show you how to attach the clasp. And here it is. It's turning out so nice. I'm just loving how it looks. So if you can see, I attached all 5 rows of connectors and I went ahead and attached one side of the clasp. So I'm going to show you how to attach the second side of the clasp. And for that, I thread my needle with another yard. Now you have to make sure to understand how many crow units you need to add to get the required length. So before we do that, I want you to go ahead, start crow and make exactly same number of units as you have in between. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna make 5 units, and once I have that, I'm gonna meet you back here and then we're gonna attach the clasp. Here I am. I have my 5 units of crow. Now here I'm just gonna attach it this way, and because my bracelet is already quite long, if you can see, it's quite long for me actually, see, it's overlapping already, but it will go to my Etsy shop. So here I didn't add anything. All I'm gonna do here on this side, I'm gonna attach it to this part here, but you might want to add crow units on top of this to get your length. So both sides you just want to do the same way, but I don't need to do that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and attach it to this one. So I just added the last unit and connected it, so I'm coming out on one of the beads. So I'm just gonna hold it this way and attach it to this one. So I'm gonna pick up one 11-0, go through the loop here, pick up another 11-0, and then go through the base bead here, and then pull the thread. You just want to make sure the beads are on the side and not inside the loop, and then reinforce it. Go through the bead, through the loop, through the bead here, and through the bottom bead. One side is done. Now I have to connect it to this bead here, so I'm just gonna make my way there. Go through this side bead here and to the bead I need to go to. Pull your thread nice and tight all along the way. And now I have to pick up one bead, go through the loop, I'm not very positioned very comfortably, but I'm just trying to show you what I'm doing. Pick up one more bead and then go through that base bead and then pull your thread. So I have 2 sides attached. Now I just have to reinforce it through the bead, through the loop. Make sure that bead stays at the bottom. Go through the second bead on this side and through the bottom bead. Now I have one side attached. Now my clasp has 2 holes in it. So I'm just gonna center it between this, so it means I have to attach it to the second and fourth crow units. So all I have to do here is just go through this bead here and down this bead here. So I'm attaching it to the second crow unit, and these two beads are the sides of that unit. So I'm just going to take my clasp, hold it in place here, pick up one bead, go through the loop of the clasp, pick up one bead, go through the bottom bead, and now I just have to reinforce it. Go through the bead, go through the clasp, go through the second bead, and then go through the bottom bead. And pull your thread nice and tight. Now that my clasp is attached and positioned properly, I can open it up. And now I have to attach the same loop to the second bead here. So I'm just gonna make my way there. Go through the side bead, go through this bead here, and this is the one I attached to the loop. So I pick up one bead, go through the same loop, pick up second bead, go through the bottom bead, and then reinforce through the first bead, through the loop, through the second bead, and through the bottom bead. Now the first one is attached. Now I have to attach the second loop to the fourth unit, so which means this bead and this bead here. So I'm just gonna make my way, go through the side bead here, and then go through the first bead of that fourth unit. Pick up one bead, go through the loop, pick up second bead, go through the bottom bead, and pull my thread. And now reinforce. And now I have attached it to this bead here. So I'm gonna go through the side bead and through the second bead of that fourth unit. Pick up one 11-0, go through the loop, pick up second bead, go through the bottom bead, pull my thread nice and tight and reinforce it. And the clasp is attached. Now I have to attach the bottom of this unit here to the second connector, and all I have to do for that is just go through this bead here and through the side bead at the bottom. Pick up one bead, go through the loop here, pick up second bead, and then go through the same bottom bead. And when I pull my thread, I want to make sure my beads are on two sides of that loop, not on one. So just here, and pull the thread. And now I just have to reinforce it. Go through the loop, go through the first bead, through the loop, go through the second bead here, and then go through the bottom bead. Pull my thread nice and tight. And all I have left to do is attach same loop to this last bead here. So I'm just gonna go through the side bead and this last bead here, pick up one 11-0, go through the loop, pick up second 11-0, go through the bottom bead, go through the bead, through the loop, go through the second bead, and through the base bead here. Pull your thread nice and tight. And if you look, it's done. All you have to do now is just get rid of the tails. And once you've done that, we're gonna compare our bracelets. Sun is finally out, and I think it's perfect opportunity to show off my bracelets. Look how sparkly they are. Look how gorgeous they are. I thought, you know, whatever connector I'm gonna use, it's not gonna be as good as this one, but I'm really loving the look of it. The colors I used, they just match perfectly. And you know, the color of beads I used, I knew the thread I used, it would still show off in between, but because I used brown and it gives that brown tint, it actually looks so nice. It really matches well with the connectors and the clasp, and just overall look is just so elegant. Look at this. Aren't they gorgeous? I think it will be great if I make a matching necklace to go with it, but you know, I just want to find a different technique maybe. I don't know. I might just use same links and maybe make a V-neck necklace. I don't know. We'll just have to figure that out, but I'm really liking the look of it. It's been a while I did this bracelet, but you know, now that I see how well it comes out with different connectors, I'm just loving the results. So definitely I'll be coming back to this project. That's why I'm just gonna give it a name, and we'll just call it Royal Links. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope, you know, it was something new. When I did this, I haven't seen anyone making bracelets like this, because connectors are usually not used in bead weaving. They're usually used with wires and, you know, a lot of different beads, maybe strung beads or even in earrings, but I haven't seen them done in bead weaving. So, you know, hopefully it's something new I've done, no one else does. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Check out my other tutorials. I have tons out there. I'm pretty sure you'll find stuff you like. You know, I try to do a lot of different designs that, you know, different people would like, and different colors as well, not particularly stuff that I only like. So, you know, don't forget, check them out. There are tons of tutorials out there. So I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.